I feel like this rant is a long time coming, and I debated even making this fucking rant because I truly did not know if people have the bandwidth to hear this fucking rant, because this rant is about people all of a sudden not having the bandwidth to understand very simple concepts that I think are like sixth grade level of understanding. I think social media did it over the pandemic. You know, the human attention span, I think, apparently is like officially shorter than a goldfish. A goldfish's attention span is 9 seconds. Ours is like 8, allegedly. I do think it happened over the pandemic, and I think it is because of social media and this just fucking need for instant gratification and just this inability to retain information that is really, really fucking concerning. And we wonder why the kids are getting stupider. Okay? I don't care if that sounds fucking harsh. That's what it fucking is. And it's like literally making my fucking head hurt and my chest hurt. I work in social media. Obviously, I have to be on here right now because this is this is how I made and maintain my fame, okay? But when I tell you that it is turning my fucking brain into an omelet, and it's probably why you guys don't see me on here as much, which I have to remedy because unfortunately right now I have to put content out so that I can stay visible and relevant. But reading and listening comprehension across the board is just shit. Okay, I told you about the bean soup thing. I told you about that girl that, you know, she wanted to see if she was right in her observation that like the people are just getting stupider. She posted a video from 3 years ago. She pulled it and then she posted it again, right? Because again, it has not always been this bad, okay? It's not just internet memory. It's not just like that's how people are. It's getting worse. You know, it was a makeup tutorial, right? And she was like, this is the lipstick I use. This is the brand. This is the shade. This is the link that you can go to buy this lipstick. And she started getting comments that she had not been getting 3 years ago, which were, what's the link? What's the shade? Oh my God, sis, drop the fucking link. Reveal your fucking secrets to us. Stop holding back, when she gave all the fucking information in the video. Okay? And I'm going to give my own example that, again, I need you to understand the subject matter itself is not serious, okay? I recognize that it is not that fucking serious. But I think that the behavior that I'm about to describe is indicative of a bigger fucking problem that can be applied in more serious situations. I hope to fucking God that if you're watching this, somebody out there is able to understand what I just fucking said, which is crazy because I didn't, it's getting bad. I posted a video, right? You may have remembered a week or two ago. Again, I am aware that the subject matter itself is not serious. Don't know how many times I have to say that. I was like, there's a very specific type of 2D animated movie that I used to love so much growing up. I think it's top tier. It used to eat down. Here is the description of what this type of movie was. It was a 2D animated movie. It had a fucking banger score. One of the best scores that you ever heard. And then the third criteria, which was, you know, the most important, because this is what the video is about. They would get somebody, some legendary motherfucker in the realm of like classic rock, usually, not always, but usually, to write every single song for that movie. And sometimes that legendary motherfucker would sing every single song in that movie and kind of act like a troubadour, a narrator through song of the story that's going on in this movie. So for instance, Phil Collins doing Tarzan and Brother Bear. Elton John did The Road to El Dorado. Elton John and Tim Rice wrote every song for The Lion King. Elton John didn't sing it, but still he wrote every single song. For me, I consider it falling under that category. Making sure to clear that up, you know? And some people, you know, dropped, other examples of this very specific kind of movie that I'm talking about, that I made the video with the intention of talking of this specific kind of movie, right? Like, oh, Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron. Bryan Adams did every single song for that movie, and he sang every single song for that movie and acted as a storyteller. And there's other movies like that I can't remember right now because I need to get to the point. That people just started dropping the names of 2D animated movies that we all know and love, but have nothing to do with the type that I'm talking about. Again, I know that this is not a serious fucking subject, but we're talking about the listening comprehension, okay? We're talking about information that was very clearly laid out in this video, right? They're like, oh, Anastasia, Sinbad, oh yes, Prince of Egypt, loved it, Atlantis. And and it just happened so often. Again, this is not serious, but it happened so often that it made me feel a little crazy because I'm like, I feel like I was pretty clear in laying out the criteria. So I would go in and I'd be like, name one song in Sinbad. Name one song. One sang song that is not a soundtrack in Sinbad. Oh yes, one more bonus criterion I would give. I was like, it would be the best score, like one of the best scores that you've ever heard, bonus points if it's done by Hans Zimmer. But not always, right? So Sinbad, Prince of Egypt, Atlantis. I'm like, name one song in fucking Sinbad. Name one song in Atlantis besides the end title song done by Maya. Name one fucking song in Atlantis. And I would reply to these and be like, I'm just naming like really awesome, cartoons from like the 90s and early 2000s. I'm like, that's not what the video was about. That's not what the video was about. I was talking about a very specific type of 2D movie. Some of them would get it. The fact that they literally only heard the first two fucking criterion and then just flew off the fucking handle, not listening to all the information in the video. I remember one specific interaction with a person, and they were like, Prince of Egypt, and I was like, and I went in there and I did ask it this way because I'm really tired of handling people with fucking kid clubs. All right, I'm like, how does Prince of Egypt fit the criteria that I described? I mean, it's Hans Zimmer did the score. Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, they did a song for. I'm like, yeah, Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey did a song. They did a song for this movie, and there's a lot of fantastic songs in Prince of Egypt. Prince of Egypt is my favorite movie of all time. However, that's not the type of movie I'm talking about, and they insisted that this movie falls under the category of things I'm talking about. I'm like, there is no one artist that did every single song and or sang every single song. I did not say that it had to be. I'm not talking about movies with scores by Hans Zimmer. I'm not talking about badass DreamWorks movies. I'm not just talking about badass 2D animated movies. I'm talking about a very specific kind of movie where one artist does all of the fucking songs. And like, that was the most important criteria. And this person wrote this fucking essay of a comment that was like, listen, we're not genre experts here. We're just 90s kids who are just listing off movies that we really love, and I'm just trying to engage with your content. If it triggers you that much, then you can just erase it. And I'm like, you know what triggers me? The fact that it's such, the fact that I didn't ask you to be an expert in anything. The fact that no one is asking you to be an expert in anything. We're just asking for you to listen to all the pieces of information in this fucking video. And for someone claiming to not be a fucking genre expert, you were able to recall information. You were able to recall these movies, but you weren't able to listen to the criteria that I very clearly laid out. 2D animated movie, good score, sometimes by Hans Zimmer, but not always. But the most important was this. an artist that does every single song and sometimes sings it for the movie. If this was such a fucking challenge to comprehend, how much harder is it for people to comprehend or listen all the way to things when we're dealing with much more serious subjects and situations? And it could be, you know what? I'm a millennial. It could be so fucking easy to be like, this is a Gen Z problem. This is a Gen Alpha problem. And that very well might be. But given this, given the subject matter of this video that I'm talking about, and the target audience, 90s kids, these are millennials. These are people my fucking age. These are people that are starting to have children, that are starting to birth some of Gen Alpha, and we wonder why Gen Alpha can't spell shit or remember their own fucking phone number or address, or can't finish a fucking book, because it's not just them. It's across the fucking board. It's across the fucking board. Again, the subject of 2D animated movies. It's not serious. It's not fucking serious. I'm aware of that. But the fact that based on some of these responses, adults my age would not be able to pass a 5th grade English essay is very fucking concerning to me. And again, I just see it happening and manifesting in different ways, especially on the internet all the fucking time, but also in real life. I guess what I'm trying to fucking say is, guys, we're in fucking trouble. We're in fucking trouble. Intelligence-wise, reading comprehension-wise, listening comprehension-wise, common sense-wise, critical thinking-wise, we are in so much fucking trouble, and I just want people to understand that. Again, I will say over again, I'm saying this over and over again in this video because I have no faith that even an adult can understand what I'm talking about in this video. The subject of 2D animated movies is not fucking important in the grand scheme of things, but the fact that adults don't have a fucking attention span to listen to a 90-second video and gather all 3 pieces of criteria to understand what the fuck I'm talking about. And some of them probably have fucking children. And and my generation has birthed some of Gen Alpha. We need to do something about it, guys. I don't know fucking what. I don't know what solution there is, if any. That's why it's a rant. There isn't always a fucking solution. But holy fucking shit. Please be aware of how badly, social media has rotted everyone's fucking brains. I implore you to please pick up a fucking book. I implore you to step the fuck outside, touch grass, and be around people. I don't care how fucking awkward or cringe it feels. I need you to fucking understand that if we don't do something about this, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. I don't know if anything is gonna happen, but I'm telling you, it's not just the short term. It's not just internet people. It's not just the behavior of the internet. We're getting duller. We are getting more and more dull. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say about it. And I'm so frustrated already preemptively because I know that a good many fucking people are going to take this as some crazy bitch ranting about 2D animated movies like it's the most important thing in the world, no matter how many times I have to say this. Say it over and over again that I'm aware that it's not the most important thing in the world. But that whole exchange, I feel like highlighted a very fucking serious cognitive problem. And I am done handling people with kid gloves, including people in real life, people that I fucking know. I'm reading, listening, comprehension, critical thinking. Use your fucking noggin. If we don't start waking the fuck up, guys, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck we're headed for, but I know that our fucking kids are definitely headed for just intellectual disaster. I guess that's all I can fucking say about this.